What's good, YouTube? This is Campus King DJ Richie Rich, Liquor and Life Radio. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday on iHeartRadio and Spreaker.com. If you subscribe to either or, you will get anything and any information that goes on right then and there. All my social media links are down below, also with the radio links. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about one of the most underrated two guards that ever graced the court in the 90s. He only had a short career, but he was one of the most impacting two guards that could shoot and score. One of the most purest shots ever. Now, I'm not downgrading Reggie Miller, or I'm not downgrading Ray Allen, or even the current Steph Curry. But if you don't know who this guy is, then you pretty much don't know basketball. Now, the person that we're speaking of is Allan Houston. Now, Allan Houston only played 12 years in the league. Now, with his 12 years, he had a lot of impact. He first got drafted by the Detroit Pistons. Now, he didn't get drafted with Isaiah Thomas and everybody with the bad boys. He got drafted at the end of their run to where it was just him in Detroit. Now, he did some really good numbers, but not enough to have a great impact after his rookie contract. So shortly after his rookie contract, he got drafted to the Knicks in 95-96 season, which they ended up going to the conference finals. They lost, but they was there, and he had a great impact on it. He shot for 19.3% from the field, and his three-point percentages were 4.2, which that means anything that went up, it almost went in, or it did go in. He had a great chance of a shot. Now, you want to compare that to somebody like Steph Curry. He's 1 point right behind Steph Curry, which his three-point percentage was 4.3. Now, you got a two guard that's shooting the ball way just as much as any point guard in today's league. Now, today's league is built around the three-point line, and back then in the 90s, the three-point line was only around maybe 15, 20 years. So you got somebody shooting the lights out on everybody, who can drive, he can shoot, he can score, he'll dunk on you if you have to. But Allan Houston was a monster amongst men. Now, shortly after that, he ended up with Marcus Camby and Charlie Ward in that 99 season, and they went to the conference finals again. They had a Sean Kemp on that team, which was a monster late in his career as well, and they didn't make it, but they were there. You know what I'm saying? So they lost to the San Antonio Spurs 4-1, but this man here was averaging almost 20 points a game, and in his last season, he was averaging 22 points a game, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, shooting 44% from the field. You want to talk about how good he was compared to other players. He was shooting the same as Kobe, 2% under Jordan, and shooting way better than Reggie Miller, who was recognized as one of the greatest shooters of all time, up there with Ray Allen and now Steph Curry. So you got this guy that's just monstrous on the court with a Heisman Trophy winner and a late great Sean Kemp, and you just sit here and nobody's going to sit here and recognize what's going on. Now, the crazy thing is that he vanished from the league after 12 years due to injuries, and he just couldn't get back to what he needed to do that offseason. So he just said, it is what it is. The game is changing. I'm just going ahead and leave. Now, the game wouldn't be the same without an Allan Houston, making two guards more relevant than what they were, because during the Jordan era, you didn't have many two guards, especially that was like Jordan. And now there's not many two guards that are doing their thing outside of like Klay Thompson and Dwayne Wade. But outside of those guys, you don't really know who the greatest two guard is in the league, because they're kind of obsolete. The point guard is now doing all the roles outside of the 3, the 4, and the 5. Besides, the only person that can do all of that would be Magic Johnson or arguably LeBron James, which just hit 30,000 points, and the youngest guy to do so. So shout out to him on that part. But if you don't know who Allan Houston is, please go do your research. Please go do everything you need to. And once again, this is Liquor and Life Radio. Make sure you drop a like, drop a comment, drop a subscribe, and tune in every Wednesday to the Liquor and Life Radio show.